and I go with my natural feeling. I will never cause my mother. And it hurt when I see the eyes, when I see the pain in my mother's eyes. That's I cause her, but I never cause her because I will never cause my mother any harm. I always, for 18 years, always searching for a way to change me. Believe me when I told you that. I went to a lot of places to try to cure me. The last places I went, and I went to God in person to cure me because I did not want to cause my mother's any pain. And then even now she's still in pain. She's still in pain. But I'm sorry. You see the color of my skin? I did not choose that. If I could change to be straight, believe me, I would choose to be straight because I do not like the pain that I'm causing my parents.
It's hard for anyone to follow that emotion and where it comes from. Thank you for being so honest. Michael?
That's incredible, absolutely. I'm Michael, I'm the guy who signs the rabbi's checks. So he has to let me speak for a minute, but I have to agree, especially with you, Tobias. This is why that I'm in favor, one of the main reasons I'm in favor of gay marriage. I was like a lot of the other liberal politicians and say, oh, you know, it could be gay rights, we don't have to get married. My brother-in-law is gay, doesn't live in Florida, and his lifetime partner is in critical condition in the hospital. I'll never forget this. And he didn't have access. If he was married, he would have had the access. So I think being married gives you certain rights. I'm not an attorney, but it's probably the main reason I believe in having that certificate. I think marriage really does help to give you those extra rights too. I'm 100% for gay marriage. I don't know about heterosexual marriage, but gay marriage for sure.
There are a lot of children in your situation that have no one to go to and are searching. What you're doing now, helping people find themselves, is a blessing. And this is one of the reasons that we need to have these forums. People that are in school who don't understand what's going on, people that are in school are afraid to come out to their parents because they're afraid they're going to be dejected and rejected. What a horrible way to live, not being who you are. What we'll do is this. We're going to have 2 questions first, then we'll take a legitimate 5-minute break to go to the bathroom, drink some water, and then we'll come back. And if everyone is willing, and we'll answer the questions. Now, when they ask questions so that it could be everyone in agreement, you want to maintain the 2-minute rule as far as the answer. Okay, fine. So when you guys, anyone who has a question, you present it to whomever you wish, and to the best of their ability, because they're mostly not Jewish, they could probably do it in 2 minutes. And what's important is this, where Pastor Jack and I completely disagree as far as when we have a meeting. I think it should always be a name of God where it includes everyone. He feels it's inclusion by having everyone pray in their own God. To me, there's only one God, but I respect the difference of opinion. But when it comes to a life and how we live and who we are, it's a different story. People can't be tolerant when they can't have the freedom to live or be accepted. So what we're going to do is, you've been waiting. We have 2. We have the green shirt, I have to call you by that, and cross-arms. So you and then you, and then... No, we're going to take a break.
Thank you very much to the panel, to everyone for being here. I have never spoken out publicly in my life. My name is Aline Sergani, and I am many things as a Christian. I am a former White House news correspondent. I was a little white here in this town. And I am also a gay woman. And I say that for the first time in my life publicly, shaking. Breast cancer, and that's one of the reasons why I have the courage to say this. I was also born in Lebanon. And I was blessed to be adopted by a beautiful couple. I was raised Catholic and went to Catholic school my entire life. With all due respect to the panel, we're getting caught up in the semantics. It's my belief we're dealing with two things. That's love and hate. And Pastor, with all due respect, I don't know what football game you're watching, but unless the players in my field are dying to death or being bullied as children because of who they are, because of the uniform, to use your metaphor, then we're not talking about a football game. We're talking about people's lives. And I believe, as a spiritual leader, it's your responsibility to preach love, not hate. I am so ashamed of my silence for so many years. When I was a national correspondent, I was invited to MC the HRC campaign gala, and I chickened out. And it's my fear, because I too have shamed my parents. I know those prayers. I said them on my knees for years. I said them with bottles of pills next to my bed. That's why we're here. We're talking about love and hate. Please, I would urge the panel to forget the semantics and let's get down to love and hate. I would encourage love. And I would invite you to come to my home, you and your lovely wife, and see that we are just like your family, that we say grace before we have meals, that we fill our home with love and family and children. And at the end of the day, when your partner, God forbid your wife, is struggling with a disease like advanced cancer, that nobody's calling it a football game when they say to you, prepare for the worst, but do you have the legal papers to prove that you can make the medical decisions for her? Come to my home for dinner. I encourage you, and I'm a great cook. Thank you.
What is your name? Well, you've certainly set the tone for the rest of the evening, and thank you very much. You've shut me up, and everyone else is going off course. Thank you.
Yes, hi, my name is Kenzie Willie. For the record, I am married in the state of New York, and I would like to ask, particularly the gentleman on the left, there's two words we seem to be discussing here: gay marriage. Marriage, I don't think people have a problem with that word. It means commitment, it means love, it means quite a focus of two people together. So why is it that when you stick the word gay in front of it, that it takes on a different meaning, a meaning that has to be religious, doesn't have to be religious, whatever, when you say the word gay, people think sex. Oh, it has to do with the sex. And they forget that the gay is not about sex, it's an identifier of what is in fact marriage, commitment of two people. So I would like to know what you think the word gay means and why it's different. Thank you.
I like to say that we are preaching a message of love. I'm sure you and your partner love each other deeply, and I'm sure you guys disagree on a lot of fundamental issues. Your food is too spicy, it's not spicy enough. I've been married to my wife about 15 years now. We disagree about different issues. We debate and argue almost every single day, and that's the beauty of love. And the biblical understanding of love is not whether people agree on every issue. It's their ability to do good to each other.